there's been a Twitter ban that has been imposed in Nigeria since June 4th. Until now, is still in place, and people have to use virtual private networks to get on Twitter and access Twitter. That, in our own opinion as witness, definitely impedes the ability of people to be able to expose human rights abuses. So it's not just enough to say we have the right to record. We must be able to connect that to the right to disseminate, because what's the point of being able to document if you cannot share and amplify? And so when governments like that of Nigeria restrict access to platforms like Twitter, which is much more than just a social media platform, but a platform where people actually are able to realize their human rights, it becomes very problematic. And it seems to become a pattern now on the continent, because also in Uganda, the restriction that was put in place on the internet that Tricia referred to happened initially after Facebook had suspended fake accounts that were associated with the party of Museveni. And in retaliation, Museveni actually admitted publicly, saying that he can't allow any other company to dictate what will happen in his own country. And he went ahead and suspended Facebook and other platforms as a result, as a retaliation, which is the same tactic that we saw Nigeria take when it suspended Twitter, feeling very offended that Twitter had deleted a post of the president from the platform. But again, I feel that as these things continue to happen, many of the things that we need to begin to take cognizance of would be that there should be a lot more resistance, in as much as we also start to teach people and use these opportunities to empower them on how they could document during internet shutdowns. We must begin to also realize that there has to be coordinated response and pushback to ensure that that right actually does not continue to be violated, because it just is not acceptable. When Instagram, Facebook, and WhatsApp were down a couple of weeks ago, or maybe last month now, it felt very weird for a number of people, especially in the global north, because that was their first interaction or experience with any form of internet restriction. And when it was down for a couple of hours, it felt like the world was over for many people, because they were cut off from any form of communication. Now imagine in countries like Cameroon, where internet was shut down for 93 days, Uganda, where it was shut down for maybe 5 days, 5 days and more. And in the case of Kashmir, where it's been shut down for 5 months and more. That's a reality that is not acceptable in any civilized democracies.